presentations. So creating a quality surgical video involves more than just recording a surgical case. You need to really capture the highest quality of video and add finishing touches to it, add narration, music, etc. So how do you do it? So you need good equipment, obviously, to make a surgical video one that is palatable for the viewer. So the most important piece of equipment is the microscope, and this microscope should have a capacity for the camera to be attached, obviously, and it's important to have an observer scope also. Now, why an observer scope? Because your assistant in retinal surgery is an important person, and we at our hospital use a handheld wide angle contact system, and this is handheld, and this gentleman here is the most important cog in the wheel. Unless he can see the retina clearly, you can't manage your surgeries well and your recordings well. Various kinds of cameras are available. Already this has been spoken about by Dr. Gaurav Shah. 3 CCD cameras. You can use a 1 CCD camera also. But what's interesting is this camera. This is a Chinese camera. It has a HDMI output. It has an analog output also. And this is very inexpensive, just 22,000. You can purchase it from the net. And it gives very good results. I'll show, if time permits, what kind of quality this has. Next, the light that you use for your documentation is very important. On your left here is what is the kind of image you get with a halogen source. If you are using a wide angle system, viewing system, it's almost, you can't figure out what's going on, as opposed to a xenon based system where it's much clearer, and you need a better light if you are using a wide angle system. Next is what type of endoilluminator you are using is important. You can use a routine endoilluminator, fiber optic endoilluminator, or you could be using a chandelier sort of a light source. Today's chandeliers are very easy to mount. I hope it plays. Yes, this is a trocar cannula based system. You just need to sort of plug it on, put it in, and your cannula can hold the chandelier, and that's it. You don't need to bother about it. And the most important thing is you can do bimanual surgery if you are using such a chandelier source. Now, different types of endoilluminators are available. If you are using a 0-degree endoilluminator, the amount of light that is there is limited, as opposed to a system wherein you are using a chandelier light source. And here in the chandelier light source, what happens is you are able to use your left hand for maybe some other maneuver that you are interested in, and that's important because many a times you are stuck with a situation where you need to use your other hand. So if you're using a chandelier light source, you might be doing a better job at the end of the day. Various viewing systems, well, we've gone through our stages with the Macumer irrigating lenses or Lander's lenses, but then most of us today probably use biomes and wide angle contact lenses, or maybe the Resight fundus viewing system, or some may be using the office system, which is more in vogue in Japan. So just to briefly explain about all these viewing systems. With the Lander's system, the problem is the amount of view is very limited. This is the amount of retina that's visible, and it's very difficult to manage now that we are used to wide angle systems. Biome gives a very good view. It's very helpful especially in pediatric cases. Wide angle contact lens systems are a little difficult to manage with in pediatric cases. So Biome is really helpful there. The IBOS system has a similar, the Resight system and the IBOS system, these also have very good viewing capabilities. What we mostly use at our hospital is the wide angle contact lens based system, and it gives real crisp pictures, and we are very happy with this system. Next is the office system. This is a system that is incorporated with the Topcon microscope. What it does is it uses the light source within the microscope to visualize the retina. So in the end, you are able to do bimanual surgery without the use of a endoilluminator. But in certain situations, it does require an endoilluminator light source if you are to really see some finer details. Video overlay is an add-on types. You get to see what's being done, the vacuum, the cut rate, and all this is possible to figure out if you have a video overlay. This is a HD video overlay. There are other analog overlays also. And like Gaurav mentioned, today it's mostly digital video that you have to record mostly. Otherwise, if you are doing an analog recording, the conversion takes up your clarity and all that, and you have to convert, and this also takes a lot of time. So mostly digital video, and the computer for digital video capture requires an Intel chipset or a video grabber card. I personally use a Evermedia video grabber card, and the minimum recommendations are you should have 500 GB of hard disk space with a RAM of 2 GB or above, and if you have a dedicated RAM of 2 GB at least for your for your graphics card, then that really helps. You can have an external hard disk recorder, also HDD recorder, and this has the ability to directly record your videos into a pen drive or an external hard disk, so that's really useful. And you can straight away archive from there. Other storage issues have already been dealt with, so I'll not go into details. So basically, you have this input from the camera. Either you record in the external hard disk HDD recorder, or you record directly onto the desktop hard disk. Then you can transfer your data and archive it, and then edit the video and save it finally. Now, it's important that your surgical assistant or the floor assistant has to have some understanding of the video equipment, as he is the one or she is the one who is going to sort of help you out with the nitty-gritties of recording. So basic video concepts have already been dealt with by Dr. Gaurav Shah. Now what's important is also important to realize that the AVI file format is the largest, and the MPEG-4, which he was talking about, this is a high definition format. It's a moderately sized file. So this is where we should try to put our money in, because this is something that's working across platforms. I use a very simple video converting software. This is called OjoSoft video converter. It's available on the net and it's free. And they come with an activation code. This you see is non-activated, so you put in the activation code and it works. So it's very simple, off-the-shelf types. You can use the Windows Movie Maker if you're using a Windows-based platform, and the Windows Essentials that's come with Windows 7 and 8 platforms is really good. I'm recently just beginning to use it, and I'm finding that it's much easier and useful than the Windows Movie Maker. That's the previous generation one. You can also use the Premiere. This is really good, but it's a little more cumbersome. Why need narration? Well, because it's important to highlight certain important points, and of course, music is always pleasurable. So basically, capture your video, transfer your video, convert your video into a useful form, edit your video, add-ons, voice and music, and then you're finally ready. Now, this is what I was talking about, 22,000 for this, and just 30 seconds I will show. See, this is the quality of video that comes. This is absolutely unedited. I have just clipped it off. So this is what, without any manipulation of red balance, white balance and all. So this is what the anterior segment stuff is. And if you are, if I can just fast forward it.